Welcome back to the deep dive. We're continuing our journey into the Bhagavad Gita Chapter 1. Last time, we saw Arjuna, utterly overwhelmed, laying down his weapons, lost in sorrow and compassion. Today, we're picking up right there, diving into verses 41 through 45. And here, Arjuna digs even deeper, questioning, everything, the war, the win, even life's value, especially focusing on the societal disaster he fears is coming. Okay, let's unpack this.
What's fascinating here is how Arjuna's fear just expands, right? It goes way beyond the battlefield casualties. He's really wrestling with this huge moral, societal problem. These verses show his deep anxiety about the war's ripple effects across generations.
Yeah, he sees the very foundations shaking, and he gets specific, fast. Verse 41, his first big worry, dharma, unrighteousness creeping in. He fears it'll corrupt the women of the family, leading, crucially, to what he calls varnasankara, mixed progeny. And this isn't just about, family trees, is it? What's the real fear behind varnasankara for him?
Exactly. It's not simply about mixed lineage. For Arjuna, and the context here, Varnasankara represents, a complete societal breakdown, a dilution, a degradation of the established social order, the norms, the structures. It's chaos, fundamentally.
A fundamental break. Okay, and that leads straight into verse 42, which is even starker. Arjuna warns that this Varnasankara doesn't just affect the living, it drags the family and those who cause the destruction straight to hell.
Right.
And he adds this critical point about the ancestors they fall because the offerings, the Pindadan and Jal Arpan, stop. Those vital rites cease.
And that's a huge point in the text. Losing these rites isn't just missing a ceremony. It signifies a spiritual catastrophe for the ancestors, severing that sacred connection through time. It impacts everyone's spiritual well-being. A total rupture.
Right, a total rupture. His fear just keeps building in verse 43. He connects the dots, family destruction, mixed progeny. He says these evils wipe out the eternal duties, the jati dharma, caste duties, and kula dharma, family duties. These aren't just, traditions for him.
No, not at all. In Arjuna's view, these eternal duties are the bedrock of society. They guarantee order, stability, even spiritual progress. So their destruction means the utter collapse of the framework he understands, the world he values.
It's existential for him. And verse 44 really drives it home. He says he's heard it from the scriptures that those whose family duties are destroyed, they live permanently in hell.
Yeah, and that reinforces just how strongly he believes this. He's not just worried. He's convinced. He's citing scripture, believing these warnings about the social and spiritual fabric tearing apart. It's the ultimate threat, as he sees it.
Which brings us to verse 45. This is where Arjuna really turns inward. It's a moment of realization and deep lament. He says, alas, we are about to commit a great sin. And he's explicit about why. Lust for kingdom and pleasure. They're ready to kill their own kin for that.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this is it. This is the core of his crisis. He sees the clash starkly between worldly ambition, power, pleasure, and the immense spiritual and societal price tag. The sin is choosing that material gain over kinship, over righteousness, over the stability of everything.
So we've really unpacked Arjuna's deep-seated fears about this potential societal collapse. The question then becomes, how do these ancient worries resonate maybe today? What Arjuna is struggling with here is this terrifying idea of cascading consequences, how one massive act like this war could unravel not just lives, but the whole spiritual and social structure of a civilization for generations to come. It suggests some victories just cost too much.
It absolutely raises that profound question. What does victory even mean if the foundations you're fighting for crumble in the process? Arjuna forces us, and you listening, to ask if any worldly gain justifies destroying that fundamental order as he felt it so acutely.
And that leaves you with something to think about. In our own lives, our own choices, how do we weigh the immediate benefits against those potential long-term costs, the ones we might not even see right away? Something to mull over until our next deep dive.